Welcome to Trading the Markets. This is Richard Joseph. I'm not a financial advisor, so everything here is for educational purposes. Just thought I'd do a watch this and chill and just, put some things on the radar and go over certain things for people that have any questions on this class. So we are about to start right up. I'm also live on my Discord. This is my Discord, y'all. We share plays, talk about upcoming events. So if you're interested in joining, I can leave that link in the chat as well. But yeah, and I share, different sauce, different results, we'll share some of my trades, you know. So you can see, we out here, this person making money, I'm making some money, this person making money. But it's not just about making money. It's really about have the thought process that goes into it from before, you'll see certain things come right back and such. But yeah. So let me go over like what my plans, my plays, and what's going on with me. So I'll start with the watch list. My watch list has grown, but I probably will organize this into like what's really like top and what's not. A DVN, I'm gonna take this off my watch list. Move already happened. Rig, I'll leave it on my watch list. So as far as order, what's number one? Number one, okay, this might be number one. So PMH. And I'll put number one on this side, and number two I'll put on the other side. No, the other side. So, or I'll just go through one by one. That might be easier. Yeah, let me do it like that. So I'll start put the top ones on the bottom. I'll start from the bottom up, like PMH, then I like UBXY, then I like SQQ, and then I like O. So a lot of these I'm not even considering anymore. So clean up your list and really focus on like the ones that you really want to focus on. This move already kind of happened too, so I might just let that go, or maybe I'll keep it around. FCX Materials. I'm really trying to narrow down my list right now. PG, I'm not really interested in, but I still want to keep an eye on it, so I'll leave it. Wells Fargo, I would like to see if banks continue or not. So I'll just put, yeah, this could be on the list. Costco, this is at a key level where it could still keep falling at a major pivot level. So yeah, this is also on the list. So all right, so let me try to put some organization. So number one, PMH. I love the setup. At the major pivot, it did flush down here. Maybe we'll get another flush. If not, I would like to enter and ride this thing back up. And you see, got a target at 108 and 113. So we're just following this path. It is chopping down, popping up, chopping down, popping up, chopping down. So maybe it'll go down. Maybe it'll just start popping up from here, but it did what it needed to do. So for this one, I'm looking at PMH. So this is the option chain on Thinkorswim, PMH, and I'm looking for this one right here. So this is the 110 call. You see the 110, so the calls are on the right side. So this makes money if it goes up. So I want to buy this, and to buy one contract is the mid price is 160 bucks for it. So that's an option right there. And depending on how it moves, I might buy this in the morning, and that might be it. You know, I'll probably just chill on that. After buying that contract. You know, um, but then. I'm not sure if the market's gonna just really fall. So that's why I'm kind of watching it. So, but if the market does keep falling, I'll watch to see if we break under here. If we break under 99.55, I'm not gonna be interested anymore. Aside from that, I made good money on this on Friday. These finally popped as I was down on these. They finally popped and paid me well. So what I'm looking for now is to see if we can retrace like a 50% retracement. Let me see. Draw my fibs. So either 50% retracement from this candle, would this would be a good place to look for entry. Let me see if I can move this line. This line to alert right here. So this would offer me a really nice entry if I can get this pop. 50% retracement would be right there. So I'll leave it right there. But really organizing that list. Um, silver on my list. Silver's not really on my list, but just organize. I'll say from the bottom, PMH, then UVXY. We get a 50% retracement on UVXY. That would be dope. So, excuse me. So this is more like but the way I'm correlating this and timing this would be based off SPY. So if we can get that to retrace, maybe retest 600, basically retest a back test of this would be good. Like if we can, if SPY can get a nice back test right here, and alert, nice back test of at least 600, maybe a little deeper, but I want to see us at least back test at 600. So just me, what I would want to see. I know these are the old paths and stuff. I guess I could erase these now, huh? No, I'll leave them just to show. Um, what's up, MJ?
Yo, what's up, bro? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yo,
Been a
what's up,
minute.
bro?
Yeah, I know it's been a minute, bro. How you been? How's life? How's wherever you living at these days?
I'm in Columbus, Ohio currently,
Okay, okay.
or like Grove City, Columbus, like a little suburb out here. Yeah, man, I'm trying to get back in the game, dog. Like just slow motion.
No doubt, no doubt. As long as you stay tapped in, you always got people that's tapped in.
Yeah, I know, man. I've been wanting to. I want to see what what stocks y'all playing and where the money at, and get tapped back in. I've been tracking SoFi. I've been trying to get in on some. I had a limit order, but it never got filled. And then
Mhm.
that joint took off, man. I was kind of tight about it.
Yeah, SoFi. I seen SoFi. I was looking at that earlier, but the main thing is if you look at what we've been following, it's seasonals. Like on that radar report, like we get that
hmm
report every week where he breaks down the seasonals, and if I log in, I could show you like how basically what the seasonals predicted and then how he's phrased it. It basically happened just like that. So it's like I was able to position myself and make good money off the market dropping on Thursday and Friday just because of this. So over here, here's a seasonal report, right?
Yeah, I saw you immediately switch to short. You like as soon as that joint started, you immediately hopped in and went short, man. Like ASAP. That was dope.
Yeah, man, cause like yeah, and I caught like some spy, not 0 day, but like Monday expiration. So those like went up to like 300% or something like that. And but check this out though. Like so he lays out the seasonal timeline, like literally, like you can see,
Like week to week.
mid-February, you see how mid-February and then it drops. So this is basically where we are at. If I go to I can show you even clearer on here actually. Um, right here, seasonals. You can see the actual date, post-election years. So and I can organize it by post-election years. So this assimilating all the post-election in the last 10 years, we'll do 15. So this is just showing the price tendencies around election. And look at how the market's been reacting. So, the 19th, that drop was basically being predicted. You know what I mean? And notice Thursday was what, the 20th? You know what I
hmm
mean? So this is one way where I know it's going to happen. I know there's going to be more weakness, basically from now until March 4th, first week of March, and then there'll be a bounce, but then the real bottom won't happen until around the 25th. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's
So
dope.
so this is not the one all be all, but this is basically showing you like, okay, if I want to buy calls, this is where I should look for it. If I want to buy puts, this is when I should look for it, I should say. And then if you go further into the what I was showing you before with this other seasonal report, he actually goes shows you a calendar. So right here, his calendar on the dates, bearish start, indices, bottom reversal around these dates, chopping weakness, major flushes coming. And then here's another way of looking at the data through a line chart where he has post-election years in the dash line for SPY, QQQ, IWM, and Dow Jones. So as you can see, after the 25th, everything takes a stumble, And then furthermore, right here, da 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 da, Thursday, red, Friday, red. Monday has a high chance of being red as well. You know what I
Right.
mean? So a lot of, and like I said, like it's not 100%, but Monday was green. Like the whole week was right. You know what I mean? And like a lot of times, right? You did Trubs? I don't know if you,
Yeah.
yeah, you could, so you could testify. It's not just me that's saying this.
Nah, we tapped in, man. I mean, shit, just tap in. Just tap in with us, man. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? We
MJ, we got the formula, we got the tools, man.
You got the juice, bro.
We got the juice, man.
You got the
And then
juice,
on top of
man.
that, so you got the whole season because like what I like about Raider is that he doesn't just give you plays, he gives you the game plan, the game map, and then you
Macro
follow.
view.
Yeah, it's not like signals. He don't just give you signals. It's like here's what I'm waiting for. Here's what needs to happen. Here's what I'm trying to get in. Here's my targets. Here's where it's invalidated. So now you do what you want. Because sometimes we'll get into this place before he even got in, just because we know what to do with it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But a lot of his plays, the main thing about him is he's all about timing. Because the hardest thing is getting in the trade. It was like even if he's wrong in direction, the fact that he gets in at a point where the stock moves, he already won half the battle. You know what I mean?
Right.
So to me, that because you can waste your money in the market, but you can also waste your time. And I'd rather waste my money than waste my time. So
Yeah.
yeah, so. And
good,
so then
man.
he'll have these weekly reports. This was for this week, where he goes over, his analysis on the market, because basically, the timing of the market. So every expiration that it marks different time periods where there's a shakeoff phase and then there's a max pain phase. And so basically, for every monthly expiration, the shakeoff phase starts 30 days before, and then is it 14 days? I don't remember the exact numbers, but like certain number days before expiration, then it changes to this phase where the market gets pinned. And then we were basically at max pain the end of the last week, and then that's when it flushed. So he's basically showing this period of weakness in the market right here. So now is a good time to take into shorts, or start positioning into it, at the right time, but definitely in this time period. So he talked about that. Also, we learned about open interest. So these are the cut and the call wall, the call and the put walls. So basically, it's support and resistance levels that you would not otherwise see on the chart if you didn't know this. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So this is like an extra edge because the more um the more calls are put stacked at a certain level, the stronger the level gets. Because what happens is it forces the market maker to have a reaction off of those price levels because they're not going to want to pay out all these abnormal levels of open interest at a certain price, so they're more incentivized to bring the price against them. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so this is an extra edge right here. So basically, I don't start off on the charts no more. I start off on the seasonality, and then I'll start off here, and I'll start off with the rotations, and then I'll go to the charts because then when I go to the charts, I kind of already got a direction, I kind of already got a parameter, and more edges. Because the problem with patterns, and just technical analysis alone, is that there's hundreds of head and shoulders. There's hundreds of hammers. There's no, not even hundreds. There's hundreds of thousands of hammers. Especially if you count all the different time frames. So instead of going off of that, I have something that's going to tell me, okay, why is this head and shoulder going to work? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it gives you a lot more layer of protection of edges. This is a layer of edges. So one observation right here is that after the expiration, They usually get a little pump, and then the real dump starts. You notice? So after the 21st, which was Friday, maybe it might go up this week, and but look out for that dump. You know what I mean?
We got to catch that.
A little spike. Yeah.
Yeah, a little spike, a little pump.
Hey, we got to watch out for that. Catch that SQQQ on a low low.
Yeah,
And
yeah. I had caught it on Friday and it went out like crazy. But if you can if you can pull back, definitely. The SQQQ is very good. It pays good and it's very cheap to buy like in the money or at the money with time with weeklies. So you got that time factored in. Um, but yeah, so like I was saying, so he brought to our attention, banks are the first one to go. So one of the signs the market's going to drop is the banks are going to start to drop first. Or notice like on this day, the market made new highs, but banks failed to make a new high. So so that was already a signal. You know what I mean? So basically, we know all the signals to time is better. And then on top of that, he drew this map of SPY. If I go on the chart and I go to SPY and I go on the 1 hour, his drawings happened. Like this was on Sunday before all this happened. Before Tuesday, because it was a holiday on Monday. So he made this chart when it was looking like when all this didn't happen yet, and then lo and behold, you see how I just added this part right here. Just read, but you see how it basically happened similar to exactly how he drew it. You know what I mean? And notice like whenever he charts, he puts the expected range because there's always expected range for the options. So because like basically what I've been learning is that like the option market is the most intelligent market that has the most data the option market is it's a mathematical representation of the equity stock market. Does that make sense? So
Look. Yeah, it's
yeah, so
derivatives.
options is the shit, bro. Like options is fire because nothing is more predictive than options because it's telling you by when a certain move is going to happen, and it mathematically calculates the time and the price movements all in one vehicle for you to trade, which is fire. You know what I mean? So like as I dive deeper and deeper in options, now I'm learning about stuff like gamma, Vena, and I forgot the other one is called, but it's like the intricacies when it comes to implied volatility and stuff like that, and the Greeks, and gamma levels, like because the whole thing about it, like what we've been learning with the walls is that like you got to understand the responsibility of the market makers. So like whenever price is going up, the market makers are buying shares to hedge their position. Whenever price is going down, the market makers are selling shares to hedge their position. So then once the price starts to move in that direction enough, they don't need as many hedges, especially with options where as it gets closer and closer to expiration, everything, decays. So a lot of the hedges are needed because there's not enough time for the worst case scenario to happen. You know what I mean? Or it's out of the price range at that point. I don't know if that kind of makes sense me explaining it without a visual,
No,
but
yeah, yeah, I got you. I
yeah,
follow.
yeah. So that's basically how that's happening. Um, but I was saying like not only that, he also has trades like individual trades like in a plan like this one right here, XLE. I made good money off XLE this week. Was it this week? Was that this week? Yeah, this week. XLE because I remember once it got into that momentum zone, I just held, you know? Because if you look at XLE, this was a winning trade. I forgot how much I made off of this, but once it got in this zone, I got in and I rode it like up to this red line. You know what I mean? That was a good like I think 100% or 80% or whatever it was, But it was a great trade that I held with confidence because once we got through this major pivot level, you already know what was gonna happen. Mind you, it didn't even dip like how he thought it was, but he already knew once it crossed that yellow zone, you're getting in. You know what I mean? So he just uses more momentum for his entries. But basically tonight or at some point he's gonna drop another report. You know, UNH. Yeah, UNH. Let me see how UNH did. So UNH never triggered an entry because it didn't bounce off the zone. It gapped underneath. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you just don't get in. You know, he tells you what to wait for to get in, but everything's your choice on whether you want to get in and what price and what strike and all that. Um, but yeah, and then he'll even have the flow orders. You know what I mean? The flow reason why he thinks this is a hedge or whatnot, and what to wait for. But he also said Humana would be an alternative, and Humana actually did good.
UNH got a UNH, some some but
You were breaking up? What you say? UNH what?
UNH got some law issues, some little case. But as you
Oh
see, they didn't do nothing.
yeah, they
But as
got
you see,
down mean.
no, but look at the chart you was just on.
HUM,
No,
Humana.
okay, I thought that was UNH. I was about to say that's a super, but shit, that shit get cleared up, and then market go down and health go up on seasonal. That should be a cold entry right there. Shit, little out the
hmm
money lot wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, yeah, I feel you on that. I feel you on that. And you know, and that's the other thing too. You know, like the like you said, the sectors. You know, being able to watch the rotations and know the sectors gives us a edge too. Because like even though the market was dropping on what Monday, Thursday and Friday, look at real estate. Look at at the same time the market's dropping, there's a bull market somewhere. And you know, this is the one I like to play. Like whenever I play real estate, this is like my favorite stock. It's always stronger than the other real estate stocks. I don't know why, but it usually is. So this one was a nice
They got a good dividend for Oath as well.
yeah, yeah, they do have good
I got them in the
dividends.
portfolio. They got a decent dividend.
Yeah, they do. You know, and it's
They
like
actually they was down bad for a minute though.
yeah, they were all the way down at 50, 51. But before that, they were all the way at 65. And then before that, they were like, I see they were really up there, 80s. Yeah. So now, as far as plays, and so now let's talk plays. Let's talk about now. So one play that he didn't enter that I'm looking to enter this week is PMH. So this was the plan on the hourly. So at one point, it did trigger. It did go into the zone. But I remember that day was on Wednesday, but I was already in something, so I didn't enter. But I watched it go in the zone, and I watched it form, and I watched it go up. And then, you know, it came down with the market on Friday, as you can see. So right now it's back in this major pivot level. Um, he did want to see if it will flush under what 102.50. I think it did. It did. I don't know if he entered because it actually did on Friday, 102.25. Yeah, it did. So if so this could take off from here. You know what I mean? It might get take off, but what I'm really patient and watching is if the market pushes down, will it go down with the market again? You know? But besides that, it still is at a good entry point right now. You know? And the option that I'm looking, because liquidity is important to me. So I looked the March 21st, the 110 calls are going for 160 a contract, and the spread is 40. So it's slightly illiquid, but it's the best one. It's one of the best ones. Besides this one's better. But for the price that I'm trying to pay, I'd rather get this one right there. That's the 110 calls. So that's the option that I'm buying on demo, and I'm gonna watch how it performs. Because the main thing is like if you look at like next week, like look at these spreads. You know, some of these spreads is really bad. So that's why, like, it could get better once the market starts moving and people rush in. But to find a good price to get in, you got to set a limit order. and try to get closer to 45 than 225, for example, you know? So that's probably like play number one that I'm watching. Number two, UVXY, VIX. So I want to see if we can get a 50% retracement on the VIX. I was in this trade. This one went 100. I think this one like 100 something percent. This was a good trade. And mind you, I was down on this, and then it finally just exploded on Friday. But to me, the thing is, studying reversal structure. Like if you notice, right, whenever you see price come into a parallel channel, that means it's slowing down because buyers are controlling how much sellers can bring it down, and sellers are controlling how much buyers can bring it up. You know what I mean? So it's a controlled buying and selling inside those channels versus when it's going straight up and straight down. You know, so a lot of times these could lead to reversals when you start to see some of that cupping. A better example probably is SQQQ. Like you see that cup. You see how like it starts
Mhm.
to yeah, like it's all about the angles. Like it's going like this, right? Then it starts going like this, then it starts going like this, and then it starts to curl up, and then all of a sudden it gets like that. You know what I mean? So you can see that pattern, but it's good to see it on a bigger time frame for you to get more confirmation. And Shrubs, remember I was telling you like whenever you see a this is not a shooter, but whatever I call it, would you
Candle.
call this a shooter? The screen candle right here. But whenever you get like the inverted hammer shooter, gravestone doji, whatever you want to call it, whenever you get this candle at the bottom of a trend, it usually leads to reversals. But you know it's usually bullish. But whenever you see it at the top of a trend, it's bearish. You know what I mean, MJ?
Yeah,
Yeah. So you know I seen that. I was like, oh, let me get ready.
that
I was
that
like, let me
inside
get.
candle, that inside candle. Yeah, that's yeah, man. That makes sense. I follow you.
Yeah, but if you see at the top of the trend, it's opposite. So that was one of the tall tale signs. So I got into SQQQ and I got into UVXY. Those are my two trades on Friday. This one and this one where I bought calls on, and then I was also in this one. But I also bought puts on SPY too. But yeah, I just took advantage of that drop. I was very confident. I wish I had put in more money, but that's fine.
The
Um,
short, the short for a spot, the one with leverage, SPXU, XPXS.
Yeah, it's like there's a leverage one like that. I think it's SPXU. Yep, that's the ultra short.
Yeah,
That's the leverage one. So this is the inverse.
they're the same thing.
And then there's another one with dog for the Dow. Yep, dog for the Dow. That's the inverse of the Dow. Damn, that was a nice gap up. So the Dow must really be suffering. Yeah,
Got that.
Dow looks ugly.
Home Depot.
I think this is
Home
weaker
Depot.
than SPY. Mhm.
Home Depot might bring it back up for the fake out.
Oh, they got
So
earnings Tuesday. This will be interesting. Yeah, I mean, it's at a level where it could bounce. All about
go get
all about how they respond to that momentum. If the market wants to go up, I guess it can go up.
man, that would have been a good little call for earnings, though. Oh, you know what? You could catch a dip tomorrow if it's still down. Let me see.
Yeah, that was one thing I was trying to do. Like on Friday, I'm like, okay, I was trying to figure out what other stock could I play to play the downside that hasn't gone yet. You know what I mean? And
Yeah,
you
you
know
gotta check that at the like right before closing session, right before the close of the session. Try to grab something on the cheap right before the close.
Yeah, I did that with SQQ, but you know what did really well? I ran because I had played this up. But this down move on Thursday and Friday was huge. You know what I mean? And then this is to me, I love the simple diagonals. Once you make a diagonal support, so that's another thing too. Like diagonal levels work better than horizontal levels because most of the smart money they use diagonal levels. So and then you can catch an earlier entry too. Like versus if I put like a support line right here, try to catch this or right here, that diagonal one was way earlier of an entry. So that was one. But now that that move already happened, so I don't know if it's going to continue or whatever it's going to do. But I'm kind of not really too interested. There's too many other things. Cisco is very interesting now. The fact that it's back in this major pivot level. So check this out. So this was his plan on Tuesday, but you see it gapped up, and then I caught this entry. I entered right here. I got it right here. Caught a nice trade, and then Trevs, remember the line we made? Remember this line
You
I
said
had?
what?
Remember when we were doing homework and I drew this line out, you were like, if it taps that line, or maybe it might not even go all the way to this line, basically to enter around here, it went right above that line. So it actually offered a really good entry on Thursday, but I wasn't trying to trade it. I was trying to trade something else. You know what I
It
mean?
was down. It was down. It went up to like what's it at right now? It went up to like 64 or something. So yeah, it still got a gap. You know what I'm saying?
So
It ain't even hit the
this trade is still active. This trade is still a good
yeah, I
potential trade.
should have stayed in there.
Well, think about it like this:
Now I got
you getting out gave you an opportunity to get into something else.
Hmm.
or
Mhm.
Capital preservation.
Yeah. So yeah. So if you look at this, none of the targets have been hit yet. So this could be a potential play for this week. So I'm gonna put this on the list too. So like I'm kind of making my list from the bottom up because I have stuff on my list. I'm trying to like QUBT. This is on my list. I'm gonna take this off my list. Probably bring it back later. Because this one was supposed to stay above, but if you notice, it liquidated and it stayed below. So I'm like not interested in it until it starts to move again. So I'm gonna just take that off my list. But I'm basically trying to focus on less. This one, I don't know. Like this one hasn't done like this one has not been cooperative at all. We got to see what this does, Travis. It's looking like it's not trying to cooperate.
what PG?
Yeah. At least not to Raiders plan. Not to say you can't just do something else.
Well, you figure get the gap right there, and then if we get a big huge dump and everything come with it,
Then
then
that
we
could be a
can.
trigger.
I'm already in it. They kind of cheap, so I'm not tripping. I got like a 165. It was like $30. So go
Okay.
get the gap out. You grab one more, and when it dips down, sell two it even, or maybe get a cool dip and sell two and make it free. So I got a plan.
Or just be patient. Gotcha. Yeah.
And that's
But that was one setup.
Cisco
Um,
Wall still
the walls on this one.
Cisco
The
On Crisco.
Crisco. That's my shit. Crisco. Let's see.
You know what I'm gonna do too? I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna do next too with MS.
Hmm.
MS is right at the bottom on the RSI. So I'm looking for a pullback this week into the Nvidia earnings. Then I'm gonna short it again. Uh-oh, what have we
That
here?
65 wall is still there,
Gone.
and the puts is still smaller
No,
overall.
it's gone. It's gone.
It was much higher before.
Now I remember it had a big old
Yeah, I do remember that. I don't know if it was this date too, right? Or was it the 21st?
no, it was right there. No, it's
Oh, so
gone.
that aspiration. Okay.
Look quite likely to go back up. So,
So
oh, wait a minute. Okay. Go back and
All
grab
these, all these,
65.
all these are in the money. No, no, these are because
No, no, it's
oh, these
gone.
are
It was a
out the
big
money.
put
These are out
wall.
the money.
So now I could go grab the 65. That'll give it motivation to dip. Because it could go dip back down to 62 with no issue once it grab that 65.
Right. Even though I know it grabbed it already, but it could still grab it again.
Oh no, it never grabbed that one.
65?
That one was there. Yeah.
Oh, it
Probably
wasn't
whoever
there.
probably whatever market maker it was a big 64, I think. No, yeah, it was a big 65 put wall. So probably that whoever that was
Well,
snatched
so
that
the
up.
wall just got smaller because I know that
They
like
they took
I know it hit it on the chart
they
like
took
huh?
no, they took profits right there on that dump. They took profits.
This
So
one
now they put a
and
wall
then
back
this
up to
one
60.
and then this one.
You see what they did? They took profit on the 65 puts on that dump Friday you see right there at the end. Then
Hmm.
they created a new wall for 65, and you see where 65 is?
Right there. Right at that line.
Yeah. So that they go grab that and they coming back down. Watch. 65 puts when it hits 65. This week is gonna be a shaker. Because right now, SPY's gapped up,
Hmm.
ES is gapped. I'm looking at shit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Damn. DBN, damn. But yeah, yeah. I see BAC back up there. I see Bank of America back there. Visa's back up there. MS is gapped up.
So
JPM.
definitely just trend, just be patient and trend lightly.
Yeah, I'm about to get JPM. I'm about to get Berkshire calls in the morning too.
Yeah, you were saying that. I seen that on the on the Discord. BRKA, is that what it is? Yeah, BRKA.
Bible puts was it, man. But yeah, I got a couple of plans.
What is Berkshire again? BRK
That B.
dot B.
Mhm. Yeah, BRK.A is like $100,000 a share.
Yeah, I seen that. I'm like, you only need one share.
Uh-huh. You see it have that structure right there. So Ernie, they have earnings on the weekend on the sneaky. So I don't see why they don't go up and get a new high. I'm pretty sure they beat. But let me see.
Yeah, this is on Friday. They'd be after hours, I guess.
Yeah, they have earnings on Saturday on the low key because they make so many billions. They got to, when you start getting that real money, you can't talk about it.
That's crazy. Saturday earnings. That's crazy.
Yeah, they one of the only ones.
But I'm just building my list. I'll probably add some more stuff later on. Because I think a lot of things are gonna change.
What do you think about gold and silver?
Gold and silver is very interesting
Yeah,
because
that shit is sneaky as hell, man.
yeah,
Say the earnings is March 7th.
whose earnings?
Yeah, they beat Robinhood
Oh, Robinhood.
game. Berkshire, Robinhood said their earnings is March 7th. They cold sneaky. They already beat. They beat by 3.56 billion on revenue, and they beat by
Damn. Hmm.
they beat on earnings by 2%. Yeah, damn,
Yeah,
they beat
they.
by three. They
Hmm.
they estimate they made 95 billion. Damn it, man, in a quarter. But
Interesting.
yeah, man. I like to run up to new highs. They like to get new highs if the market run, and then I'll be plotting on the shorts because when they come down, it's gonna be a barn burner.
Right. Like
That-
to like something like this, right? To buy this dip, I wouldn't stand in front of this strong ass Maribozu candle. That's what it's called, right? When it barely has any wicks. I want to see consolidation. I want to see some pops. I want to see some fills, some pops, some back and forth. I want to see that structure. You know what I mean? Right now it's like this. I want to see that. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
That structure, and then
Let
right
me tell
here,
you something.
time to get in. Hmm.
It said, it said, damn, that shit just changed in front of my face. It was just 5180, and then it went to 5240. Nah, that's a little left, man. The hoodie hipster. But
Hmm.
shit, everything gonna take profits in a minute. So
Yeah, that's
I
true
was
because you should see
I
some
was
sort of bounce, some kind of bounce. But is it a dead cat bounce? You know, like maybe a bounce up to here.
the thing is we got so much shit that's like more relative at levels. Why even bother with something that's iffy?
Yeah, this is too iffy. Way too iffy, way too tricky, way too hard to trade. And let me look on the hour. It still hasn't curled up. It still is could keep going down. The momentum is
Man,
not really letting up. Like right here it did, but you see it did a dead cat bounce just to sell off.
gold is trying to pump.
But
I'm
yes,
looking for
gold and silver. Those look like I really love playing gold and silver because they're cheap and they and you get paid good.
I'm
So
looking for a ginormous on gold. You heard what's going on with gold?
no.
The shit, they trying to import a lot of that shit back. Trump talking about going to Fort Knox and see if it's there. So
Mm.
I've been hearing about them buying it left and right, getting it shipped here. So
The tricky thing about me, the tricky thing about gold and silver to me is I'm not get, there's no cooperation from the dollar no more. Like it comes and goes.
yeah, it is. The dollar dumping right now, gold going up.
But here's okay. But look at Friday, right? Friday, it did a nothing burger. Like gold didn't even really move on Friday. It did an inside day, went up a little bit, right? A little bit, but it didn't really move. You know what I mean? But if you look at gold, if you look at silver, it really moved. Gold didn't really move that like that though. I'll say that. So maybe it's closer to gold than silver. Gold barely moved too.
It depends when it's too strong, like we seen them move together. You know what I mean? So when
Yeah,
one of them is
sometimes they
too
move together. So
strong,
I get my confidence when they're moving opposites. That's when I like to trade it. Once they start not doing that, I just stay away. Because I mean, of course, I could just still do my technical analysis on the per name, but I like the extra edge. Because when it comes to technical analysis, sometimes it's tricky to use that alone. But I love silver. I don't know what it's gonna do now. So when I get some inclination, I'll definitely play it again. But I did catch this gap up from this day to that day. But what it's like for me to improve, I need to get used to selling my calls and immediately turning around and buying puts. You know what I mean? But you got to do that in the right circumstances. This was a good circumstance where I could have done it just because it was such a big gap up that once it started falling, it could really fall. And then once you're starting to sell and you see the price starting to go down, you can pay attention. This Zoom's gonna end in a bit, so I'll be on Discord for a bit, y'all. I'll be on Discord for a bit, and then
okay,
I'll end it so I can get some sleep to go back to work tomorrow. I had a whole week off. It was fun day trading at home.
I'll be back in about 2 minutes.
I bet. All right, MJ, we'll be on Discord. Thanks for tapping in, y'all. Zoom's about to end.